いてたの嫌い残す現状は連美に至るんでサンプルばっかちょうどいいのに更新ばっかか正直は日常が切な心よぎれたんぞいつか消えてしまう断りと記憶組み合わせて再生を体が世界響くサワーノイズ しく最終列車が通過夢の終わりに着いたような気がした運命線をたどったらシアトル
hopefully you guys can hear me. If not, that kind of sucks, but we're gonna play the game anyway. Alright, I gotta come up with a new name. This up a little bit. So you can hear me a little bit better. Would probably be fine for this character. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention that I'm going to be using a guide because I want a specific character, which is Kageyuki or Shirashi. I don't know if I pronounced that right, but whatever. That's what I want. That's what I'm going for. We're gonna do the prologue. I don't really know or remember what happened exactly.
デ事件やばくない？超怖いよね。
まあ毎月起こってるしね。
新宿区だけで起こってるから危険区域ってことで規制
今
かかるんだ
月も犯行予告流れるかな。
X デーをお知らせします。
Report of the X Day incidents. April 1st. The video that started all this played on this is on the giant screen facing Shinjuku train station.
"汚れた日本を再生するため、これより X デイへのカウントダウンを開始します。我々の目的はただ一つ。この新宿区を再生の足がかりとし、汚染を浄化していくことにあります。恐れを抱いた者はこの地を去ってください。我々は引き止めはしません。ですがどこにいたとしても我々の裁きは下ります。例外はありません。我々は世界の断りを再生させ、弱者が虐げられるだけの世の中を変えるのです。
Some people appearing to be police officers was tied up in the video, so police are working frantically to trace the broadcast. Prior to the broadcast, a number of officers had been reported missing. The transmission's oh my god. The transmission's origin and the officers were never found, and then May arrived. Another video showing the bound officers, like the one in April, was uploaded. I'm literally rolling my eyes right now. Okay. Adonis. Gunshots rang out during the declaration, and the police officers were shot. The police traced the video to an abandoned building and confirmed one officer's death. However, other officers' bloodstains were found. So only one person actually died, and the other, like, 4 people are just out there. Just out there. The criminal's trail and the missing officer's whereabouts are still unknown. This incident began a chain of heinous crimes that continued into June, July, and August, and the number of victims steadily rose. Public scrutiny of the police grew harsh as time passed and police efforts were fruitless. A Roman numeral indicating a countdown and a unique coin believed difficult to counterfeit were found at the scene. Is B like 5? Like 4 and 5? I don't know. Markings on the coin led some to speculate that the once dismantled terrorist organization known as Adonis has been reborn. And then on September 1st, exasperated by the repeated incidents, the government enacted extreme measures for Okay. Shinjuku Quarantine Act. This measure intended to trap the criminals within the borders of Shinjuku obviously drew the wrath of the public. Demonstrations bordering on riots broke out, but the government suppressed these and stated that it was for Shinjuku's safety. I'm not going to say anything about this, but right now, as I'm reading all this crap, but once I'm done reading this, I have thoughts. The government did not stop there. It also adopted oh my god, girl. Okay, let's try that again. It also adopted unprecedented extra-legal measures. Extra-illegal measures, my life. Repeal of the Swords and Firearms Control Law. To provide citizens a means of defense, firearms were provided to all people over the age of 20 within Shinjuku. Another problem I'm having with this story that I will not say too much now, but know that I'm thinking about it very hard and thinking, okay. It was all under the pretext of self-defense. The firearms and ammo were all coded, and in order to quickly determine a shooter's identity whenever a weapon was discharged. If you say so. The criminals have guns, so the people should be given equal access to equal arms. Who's... Okay. Thus, as an extra legal measure, the residents of Shinjuku District exclusively have an obligation to carry firearms. The law, ratified behind closed doors, was suddenly announced to the public. The police had to obey the government's mandate, and the unrest of the citizens trapped within Shinjuku swelled. Though upset, one could say that the citizens were now better suited to survive other incidents. It was obvious this plan was full of hope. No, you don't have to tell me twice. I mean, honestly, that is the dumbest. Who wrote that? Like, who was like, yeah, give guns to people who've never had guns before and introduce them into the populace so that, you know, once this is all over and now you have a whole populace that actually knows how to use guns, they could just use guns against other people, because there's no way there are criminals in Shinjuku who have nothing to do with this terrorist organization. Okay. But there was no turning back. On X Day, all would be reborn in order for their utopia to become reality. Whose utopia? Whose utopia? This is not a utopia. This is America. That is what the U.S. is essentially, where they use stupid logic like this. Like, that doesn't make any sense. And I don't even mean like the U.S. government. I just mean dumb people use this logic. Like, what? What are we talking about? This is actually insane. No. I don't understand why this game is written this way, but hopefully it doesn't really deter me from trying to enjoy it. I know that this plot is basically the Purge before the Purge, but it's so out there. It's really out there, and it's hard to feel like the weight of anything that's happening because it's so ridiculous. Like, just dumping a bunch of guns into the general public and be like, fend for yourself is not. I would be shooting my way out of that area instead of shooting through that area. Like, how do people do their jobs? And like, what about the people who don't work in Shinjuku but they live in Shinjuku? Like, Shinjuku, if you don't know, it's kind of more like it's in Tokyo, but it's not Tokyo. You know what I mean? Like, that's basically like cutting off a whole like neighborhood in New York. Like, no one can come in and out of Harlem. Even though people live in Harlem, that doesn't necessarily mean they work in Harlem. And there are people who don't live in Harlem but work in Harlem. So like, what happens there? Like, I don't know. I feel like the situation is like trying to be super heavy when it's kind of just silly, and like it's hard for me to like. It's hard for me to take this seriously and like for anything to carry weight. But I don't want to like spend all my time like kind of shitting on the story. I just kind of like that part. I was just like, why is it like this? But I feel like I'm supposed to have fun, so I'm going to try to have fun. Yes, you have reached the SRCPO.
ああ、その声は星野さんでしょ。また銃を持った男がうろついてるのよ。早く来てちょうだい。
Uh,
星野、また例のばあさんからか
yes.
その顔はまた押し切られたんだろう。お前な、これで何度目だ。
I'm sorry. She always hangs up before I can say anything, so I couldn't tell her no.
いいか星野、今までのことを思い出してみろ。通報を受けて駆けつけても怪しいと思ったけど気のせいだったとか、来てもらうまでもなかったとか、悪びれずに言われて何度俺たちが肩透かしを食らったことか。
Certainly it's true that we've gotten nothing out of any of her reports so far. But the way Shinjuku is now, we can't be certain that it'll just be nothing again. Okay. I guess my bigger question of the game, like I was reading a little bit of the guide, and the person who made, okay, so like, I'm getting my walkthrough from Otome Kitten, and all the game, like most of the games that I have played, I use the guide for, I have used from Otome Kitten. So if you ever like are playing an Otome game, this person has like a lot of walkthroughs for a lot of games. They'll even do reviews for games. So if you're not sure about a specific Otome game, they probably could give you a really decent review on it. But they're like, I'm using the Collar and Mace. I keep saying Collar and Mace. I meant Collar and Malice, Kageyuki Shirashi walkthrough, and apparently there's like, she has like a little, well, I'd say she, but I really don't know the gender of this person, but I'm gonna say this person, they have like a recommendation where they're like, you should play this person's route fourth or before unlocking another person's route, but I'm just gonna go down his route anyways because I don't care about the story that much. Like, to me, the story is really not that interesting. And I don't know why I'm playing this game now that I said that, but I don't really care about this purge, like, Atomic game plot. Like, it's so stupid to me. It's, like, really, really stupid. And it's making it hard for me to really engage with the story. But I'm not sure how serious they want me to take it because personally I don't really care. about it that much, and it's not really gonna push me to make me think more about it because I'm just like, that's just dumb and never would happen. Like that doesn't make any sense. This is what this is like stupid. This is just stupid. It would never happen. Um, but anyways, I'm gonna try to play for Shirashi's Shira. I feel like I'm saying that wrong, but whatever. Um, I'm gonna play his route, and I don't care about the spoilers. So, well, there won't be spoilers anymore once we're finished with it. So think of it that way. That's how I think of it.
まあそうなんだが
Until 3 short months ago, it would have been unimaginable for a common citizen to be carrying a gun like we are now. Yes, because it's dumb.
星野お前は冷静だなとても警察官になって半年の新人とは思えないぞ
That was a lot less words for what he said. Also, I'm thinking this for a while, but like, I like his character design. If hot, why not playable? Why not dateable? I just don't understand. Oof. I might have to cut this short, depending on how the weather continues, because I'm hearing thunder, and it's July, so it's getting crazy out here. Huh? Really?
ああ俺が入りたての頃なんてもっと必死でちょっとつ猛進というかがむしゃらに突っ走ってただけだからな
No need to brag. Obviously, you're a hottie boom blotty. I see. I see. Even now, I think you're too bold. Sorry. I guess I should say hardworking. No. No, you don't have to say that.
今は独房として苦情には平謝り嫌味を言われても平謝りな日々だ昔だったらすぐに頭に血が上ってたぞ俺も随分大人になったもんだ
Good for him, I guess. It's concerning because you're a cop. You gotta. I mean, I'm glad you grew up, but I'm also worried about like when you first started. Mm-hmm.
しかし独房は X デー事件の捜査をさせてもらえるわけじゃないからなそれだけが残念だ
Mochida is gazing into the distance again. He really wants to investigate those cases. I'm wondering why no one's investigating those cases. Like, I mean, somebody should be. Also, if someone's investigating, why did you give regular citizens guns? Like, wouldn't that make it harder to figure out who killed those cops, or at least one of the cops that were found? If everyone has guns, yeah, the guns are supposedly coded, which to me doesn't make any sense. I have no idea how guns work, as you can tell, so I feel like that's kind of dumb, but I don't really know. I know that you can put codes on not bullets, sorry. I know you can put codes or like they have like tags or whatever for guns, but bullets? Does that make sense? Like, so what you're telling me is that you made specialized bullets for these specialized guns that you just happen to have and dump into the general populace of Shinjuku? Why? Like, that seems weird, but I'm assuming this has something. Relax. Oh my god. I assume this has something to do with the plot of the game, I suppose. I don't know. I will say that it would make more sense if the terrorists were the ones who were dropping off, like, containers or, like, just dropping off guns to people's houses and stuff, and people were reporting finding all these guns everywhere, and like, all these guns are specially made, and they have crazy bullets. I mean, yeah, that's also highly improbable, but it's not as improbable as the government doing it for whatever reason, and then blockading off that area. Then they would have a reason to blockade it off, because they're like, this area is just full of gun violence, and like, to protect other citizens from whatever's going on over here, we're gonna just blockade Shinjuku off. and start investigating where all these guns come from. So like, then your character's job and this officer's job and like the officers there, their job is to go and collect all these guns and make sure no one else gets access to them. And anytime people use guns, they have to stop them, use force. Like that would make it a lot more interesting to me than whatever this is, because this just seems like insane. But I feel like it takes the responsibility of how crazy things have gotten out of the hands of the terrorists, which makes me concerned because I'm assuming the terrorists are police officers, but maybe I'm getting ahead of myself. Once the Quarantine Act was enacted, Shinjuku Station set up a service for residents. We've been soliciting tips on the incidents, but we're really understaffed. Special Regions Crime Prevention Office, or the SRCPO, comprises officers from many areas. We mainly deal with calls like the one earlier or unverifiable claims, and we also patrol Shinjuku to keep the peace. Machida and I were transferred from the local station here, so we often work together. Shinjuku is a hive of animosity and distrust, so it's not safe to go for a leisurely stroll. Usually when we get a report, we'll hear about how people don't trust the police. But it looks like there are some people who rely on the
そう
police.
だな。あんまりあのばあさんを待たせるわけにもいかないし。行くか。
Yes, sir.
今日も今日とて、ただ単に人相が悪い男がうろついてただけだったわけだが。あのばあさん、お前が話を聞くと、いつも帰る頃には安心した顔
To
して
be
る。
honest, if I was that old lady, I'd be relieved too that someone's taking my fears seriously. Like, what else is she supposed to do? Everyone has guns. I don't even know if she has a gun. Honestly, at her age, I was gonna do an hour stream, but I feel like that's not gonna work. I might cut it short to like when it starts raining. The thunder is getting louder and louder. But anyways, yeah, if I was the old lady, I definitely would have like been super anxious and nervous. Like everyone has a gun, and I'm fairly sure she's not strong enough to shoot for herself. Like that's a great way to break both your wrists when you're old. And we don't even know how old this lady is. That would totally suck. Well, she lives alone, so I don't think she has anyone else that she can count on. She looks kind of scary, but sometimes she talks about her grandchildren. Or her grandchild, sorry. I gave her an extra child. I'm sure that she's actually a kind person. That's irrelevant. I think she's just scared. And that you would have the right to be scared in this situation. I don't need to justify that if she's a good person or not. She's probably just, you know, I'd be freaked out too. I walked around Shinjuku like years ago, and it was pretty nice. It was very peaceful. There's like a huge park that was right in front of my hotel. It was very nice there.
そういうのもお前が相手だから話そうって思えるのかもな。子供やお年寄りから話を聞くのはお前の方が適任だ。俺はどうも相手が話してる途中で口を挟みたくなるんだよな。
Don't we all? I have to agree. Mochida's pretty much exactly like that.
おい、帽子の、ここは否定するところだぞ。
Why would we do that? Oh, sorry.
後輩なら少しは先輩を立てろって。
It's not my fault you're a dick. Be nicer. Why? Back you up on what? The lies? Cheetah is my superior, but he always treats me like we're equals, so I really feel like I can just be myself around him. You got baby face. Are you sure he's your superior? In what way? Like, how old is he? And how old are we? Because, like, ain't no way. He doesn't look old enough to be my superior. Is he supposed to be a lieutenant? I wasn't reading his, like, name thing. I thought the police force would have a strict pecking order, so that was a big relief. Though, I'd never admit that to his face. They do have a strict pecking order. And I would suspect, considering how, like, Japanese people are and how they treat each other in business, or at least what I've heard of in the situations with like business and stuff, they are pretty strict and very much have a high hierarchy system in their own workplaces. So I would be very surprised if it was this relaxed. But good for you. Yay.
おい、あんたたち警察だよな。ずいぶん暇そうじゃねえか。
No, I'm not a cop. I sell ice cream. Just walk around in my normal ice cream uniform. Why do you think we're cops? What gave that away? Huh? I turned to face the voice behind me. A vexed man with a gun glared at me.
俺たちが新宿に閉じ込められたのってさ、警察が無能なせいだろ。
Is that the reason? Or is it because your country's incompetent? And they trapped all of us here together. Like, we're here too. Like, we didn't leave.
責任取って今この場で土下座しろよ。できるよな。でねえと。
No. Dude, we have guns too. And I think we're a better shot than you, who've only had it for like 3 months. One of the men raised his guns at me.
やめとけ。
Yeah. Yeah. Wow, that was pathetic. Mochita, go! Yes! See, this is what I'm saying. Like, if hot, why not dateable? Mochita swiftly closed the distance and disarmed the man with an arm lock.
お前、そいつを離せ。
Alright, this is my chance to pull out my gun,
銃
right?
による脅迫には刑罰が下される。お前たち知っててこんな真似してるのか？
それは。
だったらなんだって言うんだよ。文句あるのか。
You should. Jail didn't go away. Jail still exists. What are you talking about? Like, jail is still a real thing.
俺は言い訳をするつもりはない。
You don't have to, my dude. There's no reason why you should make an excuse, because it's not your fault. I understand why they're upset, but I also would have been like, well, what you want me to do about what the government did to you? Because I didn't ask to be locked into this situation with guns thrown everywhere.
見たところ遊びたい盛りだろう。それなのにこんな事態に巻き込んだのは警察として申し訳ない。
Yes, go off. Yes.
しかしな、その鬱憤を晴らすために誰かを傷つけようとするな。
He's right. Yeah.
その銃は
Yeah.
身を守るために
I'm
使うも
rooting
の
for
だ。
this man. We all rooting for him.
武器として扱うのは許さん。
Perhaps cowed by Mochita's words, they reluctantly lower their weapons. That would never happen here. Never. I wish words were good enough. That's what the gun is for. Gun is for words. It's all the words I can say.
それでいい。日
Oh,
も
look
暮れ
how
るし、
happy he is of
こん
himself.
な
He's
と
so
ころで
proud.
つるんでないで、もう帰る。
Oh, what? You did what now? He returned the gun he took from the man and shooed them off. Nah, give me that back. As soon as someone... Oh my god. Oh my god. Someone use the internet, please. As soon as someone starts flinging their gun around to threaten people or harm people, you take it from them. They should not be allowed to do that. That is incredibly dangerous. There are unhinged people in this world that are probably using these guns for real crimes, and this dude just handed it back. Why? Like, why would you do that, dude?
いいか？一般人相手に同じ真似はするなよ。二度目はないぞ。
He's gonna give him a stern talking to, just like a dad. Don't you do that anymore. I only gonna tell you once. Don't you ever Don't you ever! The stern dad talk. I wouldn't know. I don't have a father. But I heard it was pretty intense. Like, having a father sternly talk to you is pretty intense. Maybe one day I'll experience that. Or not. I don't know. I'm already a grown woman. I don't think I could possibly experience that at this point. But if I did, I would think it's pretty interesting. Not from shuffling away. The trio retreated quietly and Machida turned to me.
すまん星野
Sorry,
You're not gonna
Yoshino. Oh wait, why am I saying his lines? I do like that the game has like real pictures, which I assume is Shinjuku, but I like that these backgrounds are real and like the way that the characters are, their lighting and the background being like this yellowish color, it blends pretty well. Like I don't really have any problems with it. I know, we'll overlook this, won't we? We should not. We should not overlook this. There's no shortage of people who harbor that kind of animosity towards the police. So, we still shouldn't overlook it. It's still dangerous. Do your job. This is why they have animosity towards you. Because you're actually bad at your job. That's really what it's coming down to. Obstructing an officer is a jailable offense. Though they're not exactly wrong for blaming the police for creating this situation. No, they 100% are in the wrong because it's not the police that put them in this situation, it's their own government. The police didn't have any control over why people were getting shuffled in guns. The only people who were being harmed at first were cops. All those other people that got killed, I don't know if they were really civilians or not. We have no idea what their affiliation with those terrorists are, and it's really the responsibility of the government. So I'm sure they have like what we have in the US, like a FBI or something. I'd be surprised if they didn't. And they should have investigated as a terrorist attack, not on the scale of just citizens, like a regular citizen's arrest kind of thing. Like the police should not be responsible for what the country did wrong. I don't know. Maybe I'm like defending them too harsh. I mean, defending them too much, but I just kind of feel like, what were they supposed to do? Like they were targeted first, and then other people got targeted. Like it was chaos. Mochida must have felt the same way, so he chose to simply let them go with a warning. Or he just didn't care. I wouldn't care. I recorded the firearm number for their guns. How? Is our character secretly like competent? Because I did not get that vibes when I started playing this game. And I didn't get that far. And I already knew she was kind of dumb.
もう助かるあいつらも根は悪い奴らじゃないと思うんだ一人は銃の安全装置をかけたままだったし
That dude had his safety on because he probably didn't know how to turn it off. Hell, I don't know how to turn it off. Saying they're not bad people. Literally pull the gun out on y'all. Like, what games are we playing here?
しかしお前も頼もしくなったな銃を向けられても冷静に状況を見て行動できてる
Yes, it's kind of weird to say that I'm used to it, but I can assess the situation now. Once the swords and firearm law got repealed, I would tremble if I was drawn on. Despite my training at the police academy, I lost my nerve on several occasions when someone pointed a gun at me with hostility. But every time that happened, Mochida stepped in and protected me. Okay. It's all thanks to you, Mochida. Watching you handle yourself like you just did has eased my fear of guns quite a bit.
こういうのは
That's because
場数
he's
を
a
踏んでい
living
くう
meat
ちに
shield.
慣れてくるもんだ
I don't know what Mochida had been through where he's experienced a gun being pulled out on him, but that's way too much. Like, way too much experience. Because I don't really feel like you ever get relaxed about something like that.
それにこういう時くらい先輩らしいところを見せないとな
Yeah, well, you did call me your best friend, because that's what I am. His bestie. Mochida puffed out his chest and then let out a carefree laugh. See, If hot, why not dateable? Like, what the fuck? Why can't I date this guy? He's great. Love him already. He's relaxed like an easygoing uncle. Oh. I see now. He's relaxed like an easygoing uncle, but he's my reliable superior. He doesn't even look like an uncle. I mean, yeah, I mean, if you had kids young, maybe, but like, this dude doesn't really give uncle vibes. Yeah, he don't look older than me. He's probably 30. And I'm not 30. I mean, not yet. When we returned to the station, we could hear the stirrings of a commotion. Yeah, I know, right? Well, crime rates in Shinjuku are at a record high. Yes, I wonder whose fault that is. What's there to accept? I wouldn't want to accept this type of life either. This ain't fair. It's just unfortunate that everyone gets punished in Shinjuku and everyone else gets to live their everyday best lives, and everyone in Shinjuku is like trapped there for the rest of forever until whatever's resolved. And I really don't see the point in that. So they got like a Batman over there or something? Or a Punisher would probably be more fitting. Heroes, huh? Last month a criminal claimed responsibility for X Day and started shooting randomly. Bystanders gunned him down and the incident ended without any innocent victims, but there was talk of thank yous and rewards, and more people started to do the same. The criminal died of his wounds, but investigators found no connection between him and X Day. The theory is that he was a copycat criminal. How's he a copycat criminal? In what way? Was he going around killing people, or did he just scream out, "I want to die"? Essentially, 'cause that sounds like I forgot what it's called in the line of, like, when you're a cop and then someone does something really like crazy, but it's obviously intentional, so you have to shoot them. So it's like an intentional form of suicide by cop, and those are really like intense situations. In this case, it's civilians, but it ends up being a lot of trouble for cops, which is why they have to be more careful when engaging with people with mental health issues, because they can be liable if they end up killing that person despite knowing that they were having a mental health crisis or something. I mean, sometimes.
本来なら犯人逮捕は俺たち警察の仕事だ。それなの。
Officer Machida, we don't know who might be listening. Machida looked around and made a sour expression. He lowered his voice.
まあ、上から納得しろと言われましたが、どうも見え切らなくてな。
It is. I'm with Machida 100%. He is correct. I know how you feel. I'm just as impatient as you are. As a police officer, I also wanted to help solve X-Day cases. All I can do is lend an ear to the citizens that turn to the SRCPO. That name is so long. I don't care if it's abbreviated, it's so bad. That's all I can do.
な、星野、俺は地域企画課に用があるから先に戻っててくれるか。
Yes, sir. I parted ways with Machida, and soon I came across a familiar face. Good work today, Seki. Ah, I should have read the age.
まあ、星野、お疲れ。もう上がるのか？
No, not yet. I was just on my way to file a report. We attended the academy together and became friends while we were out drinking. We also got assigned to the same office, so we're drinking and venting buddies. What about you, Seki?
いや、俺もお前と同じで報告書を書かなきゃでさ。
Why is everyone hot in this fucking academy? I know it's a Otome game, but like everyone's very attractive. It's crazy. There's no reason for it. undo.
そういや明日飲みに行く約束忘れてないよな。
No. Yeah, I have a lot of things I want to ask you.
なんだまた悩み相談か。お前特防になってから多いよな。
Hair concessions. Jesus.
警察学校にいた頃は犯罪者を一人でも多く捕まえてみせるって燃えてたのにさ。
Back then, I never would have imagined things would turn out this
俺
way.
はお前の熱血ぶり嫌いじゃなかったけどな。窓際の特防に追いやられて情熱までなくしちゃったか。
No, it didn't. My feelings haven't changed a bit from back then.
お、急に元気になったな。やっぱお前はそうでなくちゃ。
Without thinking, I flashed a smile in response to Seki's grin. I feel a bit more relaxed now. Seki knows just the right thing to say when my mind is like this. It's a big reason why I can stay optimistic and why I can stay optimistic in this job despite all the dilemmas I face.
なんだ誰と話してるのかと思えば佐伯か。お疲れ様です、持田さん。ああ、お前はもう上がりか。いえ、もう一頑張りしないとです。それじゃあ失礼しますね。
Seki bowed slightly towards Mochida and gave me a look.
頑張れよ。お前たちは相変わらず仲がいいな。明日も飲みに行くんだろ。
Huh? Did I mention
佐
that?
伯だよ。1週間くらい前だったかな。俺のところに来て飲みに行く日はお前に残業させないでほしいって頼まれてさ。
That's odd. Sorry, Seki's a little too straightforward sometimes.
まあこんな時だからな。羽を伸ばすのも大事だろう。楽しんでこい。
I will. After I handed my report off to Machida, I suddenly remembered something. I should stop by before I head home. When I have even a little bit of free time, I practice at the station's shooting range. I want to improve my skills just in case they're needed. Plus, shooting helps calm my nerves and deal with anxiety. I took a firing stance and took a deep breath. My hands used to shake just holding it. I'm pretty sure that's the cause of your anxiety right there. You're afraid of the gun. Even when firing on static targets, I was reluctant to hold a weapon for killing people. I was afraid. The day that I dispelled that hesitation was during training one day at the academy.
お、まだ残ってたのか。その顔じゃまた迷ってるみたいだな。星野、お前はさ、銃が何のためにあると思う？
Huh? For catching criminals, right?
そこからしてちょっと頭固いんじゃないか。
Dumb
俺
as
は
hell.
銃を撃つのは守るためだと思ってる。誰もが持てるもんじゃない。俺たち警察だけに許された守る手段だろ。
Shooting to protect.
人質を取った犯人の隙をつく。
That's the best thing I've heard
逃亡しよう
through
とす
this
るやつに
entire
知ら
game.
せ
Like,
る。
yes, I feel like that makes a little bit more sense than
So
just
they
trying
will
to
come in.
catch criminals. Like, that's giving Punisher.
でも撃つ覚悟と能力が備わってなけりゃ人質をみすみす死なせてしまうかもしれない。犯人を逃して被害を広げるかもしれない。 すためじゃない。守るために撃つ。そうは考えられないか。
Yeah, you're right. The reason we issue guns is because we're responsible for protecting the people.
でもさ、星野。銃を持つことを許された俺たちだからこそ、最悪の事態を考えなきゃダメだと思うんだ。
Case scenario. You mean where we might have to kill to protect the innocent?
ああ、たとえそれで犯罪者の命を奪ったとしても、何かを守るためには、もしそういう選択を迫られたとき。
Yes. After listening to his words, I understood the weight of a weapon meant to Seki. Sorry. For him, this was not just a tool for killing, it was a means to protect people. I shouldn't hold a gun without the resolve, and a police officer must be ready to shoot. After that, I devoted myself to training. As Seki said, conviction alone is worthless. Without marksmanship, a gun will still just be a killing weapon. To make sure that I would be able to protect, I've been training at the range daily. My skills have improved dramatically. In fact, marksmanship is my greatest skill. I'm gonna spoil this now, but I highly doubt that. Because there were plenty of times where she should have pulled out her gun and she did not do that. And I just sat there like, you are stupid. You are stupid. And don't forget, you are stupid. Of course, I doubt my performance in the field will mirror my skill and training. Yes, your performance is garbage in the field. Garbage. I never know when that time will come, but when a key moment comes, I don't want regrets. I don't know why this game even pointed this out, considering like the rest of the game. As long as Shinjuku stays this way, as long as X-Day incidents are unsolved, I get the feeling that I'll need to be ready. I aim my pistol again and raise my head. What is this? No, one more time. What is this? It was like a mini game. I didn't know. They didn't say anything. They just threw me in there like I was supposed to know what I was supposed to do. I just watched that twice. So like, what? Phew. Before I knew it, an hour had passed. I mean, there's nothing wrong with them throwing it in like that, but I was actually confused. Like, what do you want me to do? In the end, all of my shots have formed a tight grouping in the center. I let out a deep sigh.
さすが相変わらずの腕前だな。
Whoa. Surprised by the sudden voice behind me, I spun around, startled. Alright, this is starting to get creepy. Like, how are you always here? Don't you have work to do? Seki, you still haven't left?
結構時間かかっちゃってさ。息抜きにサボろうかと思ったら、お前がこっち来るの見えたから。あれだけ集中してるの見て。
Oh, forgot what she said, but something about.
それに俺。
Oh, if you were there the entire time, why didn't you say anything? Because you're scary. You're scary. I'm holding a gun. I'm shooting, and you're just hiding like a bat in the dark. Huh?
好きなんだよ。お前の射撃見るの。なんか心が落ち着くっていうか、いろんなものが浄化される感じ。
This is a way for you to hit on my characters. You are doing poorly. I have no idea what it means to watch somebody shoot and say it's cathartic. Very confused. Well, what the heck? Should I be happy to hear that?
もちろん褒めてるんだぜ。俺は尊敬してるんだ。お前のそういう努力家で一生懸命でまっすぐなとこ。
Where's this settling coming from? You won't get anything out of flattering me. Oh my god, that sentence is kind of odd. He's always confident, so something felt off. Seki let out a small chuckle at my attempt to deflect my
お前は
embarrassment.
昔から熱心だったけどさ、ここ数ヶ月頻繁に来るようになったのは銃刀法が解除されたからだろ。
Yeah. He said it was around then. He knew even though I hadn't spoken about it. Definitely intensified my training after the weapons ban was lifted. This guy's keeping way too much attention on me. Like, it makes me uncomfortable. I don't like it. Because this hunk of metal, which a trained police officer needed conviction to wield, had been distributed to the untrained masses. The world had turned into a place where people would half-jokingly draw guns at other people, just as those men had done earlier today.
見たところ遊びたい盛りだろう。
You
しかし
do
な、
not,
その
you
銃
don't know. My one complaint of Japanese, like, anime and, like, media in this form, I do not need a flashback of something that happened literally like 5 to 10 minutes ago. I was there. We were all there. Do not do that. I do not like flashbacks, specifically because of anime. I have, like, PTSD from how many flashbacks or, like, filler episodes. Stop it. Stop it. I can remember with my own brain. And if it's that bad, I'll just put in a history. Just let me read it back. I don't need you to flash back. Like, I'ma fight you. It has to be something that happened so far in the past. Like, we're really barely touching an hour. We're just now hitting an hour into the game. There's no way. There's no way. This is not something to be taken lightly. I'm sure that many of the citizens baffled by the government policy felt similarly. Some objected to the distribution of guns, but now some people will obviously use them, not just for self-defense. I don't know what they were thinking when they decided to make civilians carry this burden. I have the conviction to shoot. I am a cop. That's my responsibility. I fulfilled my duty no matter what, but...
その覚悟を持てない一般人が引き金一つで人を殺せる武器を手にした。俺もおかしいって思うぜ。武器を持てるのはある意味選ばれた人間だ。そうじゃなきゃ秩序なんか保てない。
I see what you mean, or I see what you're saying. Even if the government says this is for self-defense, I think this is wrong. The people who run the country don't want to talk about what they've done here. I'm not in a position to protest it, but I can't approve of a world where people are still made to wield a weapon. Words alone aren't enough. When the moment comes, my skills need to prevent civilians from ever having to use their guns.
お、俺も負けてられないな。まあ、さすがにお前には勝てそうにないけど、努力以前にお前の射撃は天性のもんだよ。
Seki strolled away with a bright laugh. As I watched him leave, he looked back at me with a big smile.
なあ、星野。お前は犯罪者を目の前にしたとき、
He's
守る
sus.
ために撃つ覚悟があ
Sorry,
る。
he's sus as hell. Something's not right. I always get super suspicious of characters like this because, like, they're asking too many questions. They're too involved. We're not even that close. Like, she didn't call him a friend. She just said that they're like venting buddies. That's not the same. Yeah. I could now resolutely answer the question that he had asked me before. I returned Seki's smile and settled into a firing stance with my gun. I pulled the trigger without hesitation, as if to determine my to demonstrate my determination. I got tongue-tied. Conviction was carved into my heart. I left the station and walked to my home when a brisk wind made me shiver. Oh, that's cold. Even through a muffler and a thick coat, the December chill stung my body. My breath exited my body as a tiny white cloud, and I glanced at the nearby buildings. This place sure has changed. Shinjuku used to be bustling day and night. Nowadays, it was mostly empty after nightfall. Much of society just stopped functioning once Shinjuku became quarantined. Shops, schools, and utilities continued to work to the government's satisfaction, but everything else was non-existent. So long as the criminals remained at large, there were always going to be an uneasiness here. It's hard to tell people to live their normal lives in this situation. You couldn't just visit friends anymore. You had to weigh it against being targeted. People didn't know whether they or their loved ones would be the next victims, but they had to go on living somehow. It was hard to put into words just how much I missed life before quarantine. I know I'm not the only one who has come to this realization. I hurriedly took out my phone, which was displaying Mochida's name. This phone is cute as hell. Aww. Does he have a problem with my report? Wondering what I'd do if I was asked to return, I answered the call. Yes, this is Hoshino.
上がったばかりで悪いんだが仕事だ。何でも新宿園内で揉め事があったらしい。
Shinjuku Gardens. Anyone hear that name would be wary. The X-Day incident in August. Shinjuku Garden was the scene of the crime and the epicenter of much public fear. It should be closed off to the
場
public.
所が場所だけに X デー事件と無関係とも言い切れない。
Okay, here's my game theory. I'm just throwing this out here. But Uchida and Seki probably have something to do with this X-Day thing. That is my game theory. Because Mochida literally explained earlier that they were not able to handle any cases involving X-Day because of the upper, like, police department. They were like, no one's to be involved in that case. So, like, if something's happening on that site, I don't understand why Mochida would call us to go handle it when Mochida himself has already said, oh, I wish I could go investigate the case. He would just go out there and do it himself. Why is he calling us when probably people like Seki is probably still in the office, or anyone else? I'm not even in the office. Like, where's the nighttime patrol?
交番勤務の奴らは別件で
Most of the officers from the police boxes are out on other business, so they asked us to respond to the situation. I don't believe that for a second. Acknowledge, I'll head there right away.
相手がどんな連中かわからないからな。俺が行くまで必ずゲ
I know, I won't act on my own. I don't believe it. I ended the call and hastily made my way over to Shinjuku Garden. When I arrived, I quickly scouted the area and assessed the situation. Yes, there are trees and there is ground. A lot of it. Suspicious. Very suspicious. Nobody's here? The air was dark and visibility was poor. It'd be tough for me to tell if anyone was laying an ambush in there, just in case I drew my sidearm. I've gotten into the habit of always carrying my weapon and I have practiced often, but I never actually used it in the field. So to be honest, I was nervous. Still, if I was confronted with someone who intended to take the lives of others, I can't hesitate. While cautiously eyeing my surroundings, I approached the sealed gate to Shinjuku Garden. Why isn't Mochida here yet? It seemed like it was taking him an awful long time to get to Shinjuku Garden. I wonder if he's gotten into some trouble. While I was debating whether to call him, I heard the sound of footsteps approaching. Ah, is that Mochida? I turned around. Oh! I felt something push against my waist, then a shock coursed through my body. This is a pretty church. I opened my eyes and saw a flickering light. How did I know it was a church? I've already played it before. Where am I? I tried to get up, but my body was numb and unresponsive. I couldn't move. What's going on? I tried to move my head to at least get a sense of my surroundings. Something's there. I felt a strange pressure around my neck. I wanted to check what it was, but I couldn't even raise my hands. Why? It was as if my body wasn't my own. Still, I gradually regained the use of my hands, and I timidly felt my neck. collar? I grew pale as I felt the metallic coldness. What is this? What's it doing on me? What am I doing here? Looking around, I saw that the floor around me was covered with what looked like red flowers. Flowers scarlet like blood. Looking up, I could see the moonlight cascading through stained glass. Am I in a church? My body was paralyzed for reasons unknown. I was wearing an unfamiliar collar, yet the ephemeral beauty of stained glass dominated my attention for this moment. Where have I seen this stained glass?
どうやらお目覚めのようです。
The voice was close. It was from the caller.
突然このような場所にお連れして、さぞや驚かれていることとですが、どうしてもあなたと二人で話がしたいと思う。
Who are you? Why did you put this collar on me? Why do you...
その問いに今は答えることができる。ただ、どの道あなたは我々
What do you mean? I'm sorry I'm going through this so
あなた
fast,
は
but
選ば
it's
れた
so
実
boring.
験体なので、これから私は X デーまでにおいてあなたの行動を監視させていただきます。そしてあなたが自分の正義を貫いたその時こそこんな形ではない。
What is your goal? What experiment? What have you done to me?
お静かに出ないと死にますよ。
Maybe it's just me and I like to be hard-headed, but in my mind I'm kind of like, well then just do it. Just kill me. Why even go through all this? Just blow my head up. I won't feel it anyway, so it doesn't really matter.
あなたの首につけさせていただいた首輪に資料の毒
Oh,
が仕
never
込まれ
mind.
てい
I
ます。
guess I would feel it. Poison?
ただ、現在あなたの体を蝕んでいるのは遅効性の毒で資料ではありません。ここで死んでもらっては困ります。
I hate... I always thought these like, this type of plot is kind of stupid. Mostly because it's just like, just kill me. Why are we doing this song and dance? Like, literally just kill me. I get it's for the plot, like, the overall plot of having these guys come and try to save my life, but I'm also kind of like, I'm a cop. Like, death is really I'm knocking on death's door every single day that I go out and do my job. This isn't really that big of a deal to me. Like, it's not even like our character really has family or anything, or anyone particularly they're close with outside of their job. I'm not saying that we should die, but I'm just saying I'm not really worried. What are the stakes? My life? They say their goal isn't to kill me. That's why I'm in this paralyzed state. I have no idea what they're up to. Everything I learned only made me more tense. Still, as a police officer, I couldn't just sit quietly and take this. After all, the voice coming from the caller mentioned something about X-Day. I have to investigate further. You need to at least get some useful information so I can report it.
なお、このことは警察に口外しないでください。
Literally, why are you dumb? Like, why would they let you do that? They went through all this trouble to keep you alive, but also threaten you with your life. And you think you're gonna be like, I can take all this to the police, idiot? Like, what? That's why I swear, our character is dumb. It's just dumb. Just one brain cell barely functioning.
あなたは身近な人間や大切な人を失うので、
I don't know how much this criminal knows about me, but if they're gonna threaten the people close to me, I won't forgive you. What people? Seki? Your venting buddy? And Mochida? So? They're barely, you don't even call them friends, you call them an uncle. You got no friends. Bro, it doesn't matter. I'll never forgive you for this.
あなたのその言葉が嘘ではないというのですね。我々は薄っぺらい正義心などに興味がない。求めるのは崇高な志なのです。
I'm literally rolling my eyes We have no need for self-righteousness. We seek a noble intention. Who's being self-righteous?
この世に満ちた悪、曖昧な法、理想ばかりが鮮やかで形のない性。真実を知ったあなたがどう抗う？我々と共に再生を導ける。楽しみにしていますよ。さあ、見せてください。
No. I want to be so obtuse in these type of situations where I just don't listen to them. And I live my everyday life, and I guess my head will just blow up eventually. But well, not blow up. I guess it's not really a bomb as much as it's like a lethal dose of poison, which probably will paralyze me as it's doing right now. So I don't even know if I would really feel it or anything. I guess I'd just die. Or just be paralyzed and then like suffocate. Which is actually terrifying, but at the same time, I just rather them not win. Just find someone else. You're so annoying. I don't like y'all.
あなたの正義。
最終列車が通過夢の終わりに着いたような気がした運命線をたどったシアと怒りの新宿結んでほどいて手のひらに残す現状は連美に至るんでサンプルばっかちょうどいいのに更新ばっか干渉主義は日常が切な心よぎれた像はいつか消えてしまう断りと記憶組み合わせて再生を体が世界響くさあのやつ
I wonder how much time has passed. Have we just been sitting here, like with our eyes open, just watching the ceiling? Despite my entries in treaties, the collar was silent. My body was still paralyzed, and worse, I felt it getting harder and harder to breathe. Yeah, that's what I thought the policeman did. They said it wasn't a lethal dose, but I don't know if that's true. At this rate, if nobody finds me soon. As I thought suddenly crossed my mind, my vision grew dark. I'm getting sleepy. I'm scared. Somebody help me.
お前。おい、しっかりしろ。
Oh, somebody found me. Perhaps I'll be safe. While clinging onto that shred of hope, I looked at the man in front of me. Who are you?
無理に喋るな。俺はお前を探していたんだ。お前の状況は把握してる。心細かっただろうが、もう大丈夫だ。大丈夫だ。絶対に助ける。
What's I heard those words, my crippling terror began to subside a bit. However, some doubt stubbornly remained. They were looking for me, and they know what happened to me. How did they know? How did they know I was here? After having that realization, my would-be savior suddenly seemed much more frightening.
俺が怖いか？
How can he tell I'm paralyzed? Like, is it on my face? Because my face is bland. Like, he can't tell. How is he reading my mind? Oh! He must have seen a change in my expression. The man looked at me and
これ
then...
じゃまるであの時と同じだ。
What did he tell him? He seemed kind of sad as he remembered that, so I couldn't take my eyes off it. Okay. It's weird bringing up whatever the hell he's talking about. Well, I'm paralyzed and about to die. Can you speed it up, sir? Why is he making that face? Exactly.
今度こそ俺は
I couldn't catch any of his whispers. Huh? Voice. For instance, something clicked in my mind. Single sorrowful eyes somewhere. A voice that filled me with deep longing. It should have been our first meeting, but I felt like those calls were familiar. Who are you? Just as I opened my mouth to voice that question.
柳先輩。その女か。
He's here. Alright, I got beef with this poofy headed not yellow, sorry. Poofy headed green looking bastard. I don't like him. I do not like him. I'm going to try to get as far as the next couple of scenes, but I don't know. I'm getting tired.
はい、ここに。
The man lifted me in his arms, took what appeared to be a letter from the man who was wearing an eye patch.
これは俺たち宛てに届いた予告状だ。
I don't care. Give me the antidote or whatever. He unfolded the sheet so I was able to see it. You want me to read this while I'm paralyzed on the ground? You think I'm on the floor for fun? Please! As a part of X-Day Countdown, a woman will be poisoned to death on the 6th of December at 12? 1 o'clock? I don't know what that's supposed to mean. Anyway, there's only one way to save her. You must enter the unlocked code given below into the collar the woman is wearing. Furthermore, the police are notified we will immediately kill the woman. I am the police. What do you mean? Even if you save the woman, you are not to speak of the collar. We will be monitoring your actions through the collar. Just put tape on the collar. Like, put duct tape on it. What difference would it make then? Yeah, we can't talk about it, but you say we can't mess with it. If you violate any of these terms, you will be placing our life in jeopardy. Heed this warning well. X-Day Countdown? I mean.
狙われるだけの理由がお前にあるってことじゃねえ
I'm a cop? That's all I got really. Huh?
バカは黙ってろ。時間がない。
笹塚の言う通りだ。事情を聞くのは解読してから。
Thank you! Like, what did you give me that piece of paper for? Y'all should have been handed that to me.
でも罠かもしれない。
Yes, it's a trap. The trap is... What is the trap? What is the trap, sir?
榎本、二度は言わない。命がかかってるんだぞ。
Honestly, I don't know if I can trust these people. I'm with you on that, especially that green-haired one. But at this rate, I don't want to die without even trying. I made up my mind and prepared to speak. There's a way to stop it. Please help me.
ああ、会長ことは。
I thought I was ready, but I was still scared. Not knowing what was about to happen, I squeezed my eyes
少し
shut.
だけ我慢してくれ。大丈夫だから。
I don't know why you would think I could trust that, but sure, go ahead. Say your lies. I was standing on the border between life and death. I had no idea whether or not I'd draw another breath. What a strange situation. I want to trust this man. I don't. Unthink that thought, because we're not going for him. We're going for a different guy, and he's not here. The moment that thought formed in my mind, I deleted it. Ow! I let out a gasp as the collar lanced me. That sounds horrible. Sounds actually horrible.
まさか解除失敗か。柳さん、どうなんだ。
When I heard their anxious voices, I worried that the darkness would claim me. But soon I felt something change. Oh, I can move. Man, that's a fast-acting anti-toxin, whatever they gave you. When I slowly opened my eyes, the man holding me exhaled a sigh of relief.
どうやら解除は成功したようだな。
Yeah, I can feel my body again.
なんだ、紛らわしい。
How am I supposed to make them more obvious? See, I already hate him. I know some people love him. I hate him. He's the worst. He is the last option for me because he is by far the worst option. I don't think I'm gonna make it to that today because I'm already over my hour limit. But yeah, at least we got Hoshino out of that pickle. Sorry. When I felt the pain in my neck, I thought I was done for, but it seemed like I made it. Breathing had finally become easier, so I patted my chest in relief.
顔色もさっきよりマシだよな。柳先輩。
Yeah, I don't know how
や
to
っぱ
call
最
it
初から
had
解
antidote
毒剤が
and
首輪に
poison
仕込
in
まれ
it.
てたってこと
Because
で
I'm
す。
like, how much poison does it have in it, and how much antidote does it have in it? Like, what's in this collar? Like, it got tubing and stuff. Like, what's going on? It has a lancing function. This thing is crazy. Who made this?
おそらくな。
Yanagi, was it? Thank you for saving my life. I don't think it was just him. I think it was the other two involved, right? I was still woozy, but I managed to stand up and bow to him.
いや、
I'm not doing that.
俺だけの手柄じゃない。この二人。
Yeah, I know. That's what I was about to say. Like, it wasn't probably him. He just showed up at the last minute because he's like main face character. Like for the box art, he's main face. I'm not thinking the green-haired one. I don't like him, but I'll think the other guy. I turned to look at the other two as Yanagi mentioned them. Thank you.
そんなことはどうでも。
Ignoring him.
それより犯人がなんでお前を選んだか、俺はそれが知りたいんだ。
I'm sorry. I'd like to give you an answer, but honestly, I have no
それで
idea.
納得できるわけないだろう。お前は殺されかけたん
Okay,
だぞ。
a lot of people died who were involved in the X-Day thing. What do you want me to tell you? Someone knocked me out and put a collar on me. You think I just sat there and like, oh yeah, you can put this strange collar on me and I won't think anything of it. What you want me to do, sir? Rewind time? Like, I
殺
don't
される
know.
だけの理由があるんだよ。そう考えるのが普通だ。
Alright, well, what reason are you involved? Because you were called here, given a letter, and told exactly where my location was. So, how do I know you're not involved? What? Why is it being so hostile towards me? Exactly. Trash. I can't just accept that you guys showed up out of the blue either. It's not like I automatically trust you now. I'm grateful that you rescued me, but how exactly did you get that notice about my situation in the first place? Yeah, ask good questions, Hoshino. There you go, girl. There you go.
今はこっちの質
Hit
問
him
に
back
だ
with
け
his
答
own
え
logic.
ろ。
Oh, now he don't want to answer questions. Now he don't want to answer
ほい
questions.
ほい
I
情
don't have
報を
to
与え
listen
ら
to
れな
you.
いからな。
I don't know the relationship between you and the criminals either. Are you a cop? No, I'm an actual cop.
おい、タケル。言いたいことはわかるけど落ち着けって。
Tell him. Tell him.
って柳先輩、何してるんですか？
そこに銃が落ちてた。
Oh, that's mine.
そうか。この町で銃を持っていること自体は不思議じゃないが、この銃、警察が使用しているものだ。
Yes, I'm a cop. It is. How did you know that?
俺が元警察官だからだ。
Oh. He let out a little chuckle when he saw my jaw drop. Is it really that shocking? They kind of still look like cops.
信じられないなら調べてもらって構わない。俺は警視庁捜査一
That would be very easy to verify, so it's unlikely that he was lying.
銃と一緒に警察手帳も落ちていたからな。これを見れば誰でもお前が警察
What's that other dude's problem then? If you can use context clues, why can't he? While Yanagi talked, he opened my police notebook. Yes, that's my name. Don't wear it out. Excuse me?
ああ、悪い。
I took my gun and notebook back from Yanagi. I was going to ask about them once again, but my phone began to vibrate. It's really interesting how her phone immediately got. I can guess who it is. Pardon me. That's right. Mochita was.
誰か
None of your business. Whoever you are, my superior. I was attacked while we were supposed to meet up in a responsible call.
ならここに長居しない方がいい。
そうっすね。ここじゃ
Yeah,
落ち着いて話
yeah,
聞け
get
な
out
さ
of
そうだし
here. We have no
こい
time
つを
to
野
talk.
放しにするのか
Cutting me loose. I'm not a criminal. Get the hell out of here with that shit.
そりゃ姿くらまされたら問題だけど、ここで捕まえて。
笹塚の懸念もわからなくはない。だが、俺は彼女が怯えていたのは演技だとは思えなかった。
Why would it be an act? What are you talking about? Anybody would be scared in this
彼女が
situation.
何も知らない被害者
You didn't even really ask questions. You kind of just showed up and then it was like, you're a part of this, aren't you? What? I nodded earnestly as he turned to me. I want to know what happened here, too. I hate being kept in the dark like this.
笹塚、彼女は警察官だ。
Like, where's she gonna run? There's nowhere to go. I think we established
これ
that.
までの X レイ事件の被害者は漏れなく殺された
Oh, God.
そんな中こいつは助かる術を与えられた唯一の被害者だ
I don't care what you
警
think.
察
Like, I
でも
don't.
柳先輩は
ああ、今のところは
信じる根拠もない
じゃあ今のところは話してもいいんじゃねえの。こいつがこのまま行方知らずになれば捜索がかかるし、そっちのが厄介じゃん。
分かったもういいもし逃げても居場所を突き止めて洗いざらい吐かせればいい話だし
Shut up, short stack. God. Like I said, I'm not running. I have nowhere to. Why would I run? Who are you people? Like, I'm a cop. I'll just report you guys in particular.
星野は
I don't have to
後で
explain the
改めて
details
お
of
金を
it.
起こす。
And either way, if I end up mysteriously dying and I tell them about you guys, guess what? They're gonna be looking for you.
一緒
No.
にいた方がまだ気も休まる。
I do what I want. I'm going to bed. Yeah. Hearing the tinge of concern in Yanagi's voice made me feel a little bit better. It doesn't make me feel better. I don't care. Who's this man? So the man they call Sasquatch is what I was about to say. Sasuke. Shit. Sasazuka remained thoroughly suspicious of me. I didn't feel any of that from Yanagi. Last one was Enomoto, right? I'm not such much from him. Oh man, that's funny. Knows what I know. I became aware of someone observing me. This guy. What now? He's watching me.
予告状に首輪の存在は明るみにするなってお前そんな賢そうに見えないし
This Sasquatch motherfucker. He doesn't even get a real name now. He's just trash. I hate him. What?
さあさすか。そのくらいに解毒はでき
What
た
are you
な。
picking fights for? Making it more difficult to like investigate because you're such an ass.
まあ予告状にも首輪を通して監視してる的なことを書か。
Thank you. Surprisingly, thank you. You have brains, surprisingly. Back up. As I turned to respond, Yanagi took my muffler and proceeded to cover the collar by wrapping the muffler around my neck.
今はまだ
You
犯
don't
人
know
の
what
目
the
的
criminal
が分から
wants.
ない。
Oh wait.
署内で首輪は隠した方がいい。
How am I supposed to keep it hidden at the station? I'm a cop. What the, I wear the same clothes you're wearing right now. I wear like a button-up t-shirt. Not button-up t-shirt, sorry. A button-up, like, blouse. Like, what, how am I supposed to do that? Yeah, I understand, but like, what do you want me to
What
do?
about you,
Start
Asaki?
strangely wearing
犯人は
scars
近
and
辺
shit?
に潜んでいる可
It's
能
gonna
性
look
もあ
like
る
I've been abused or something. Like, just randomly start wearing scars. Like, are you okay? Yeah, I just have a skin condition or something. I'm about to Kagome my way out of this situation. Every day I come in with a new disease, but specific to my neck. After I watched the three of them leave, I looked at my phone. Mochi has been calling repeatedly. Yeah, I bet he has. Checking the time, I saw that 2 hours had passed. Maybe it's
Hoshino.
Seki? Yoshino? Yoshino?
お
Mochida.
前今までどこにいたんだ。連絡も取れないし、事件か何かに巻き込まれたかと思ったんだぞ。
Damn well I did. I'm sorry I made you
お前
worry.
は真面目なやつだし、安易に連絡を怠るようなこと
I've
はしな
been
いし。
gone for 2 hours. Where have
何
you
かあっ
been?
たんじゃ。
I'm pretty sure this is related to X Day, so I should probably report what happened, but I want to live, so I won't. Racked with indecision, I decided to don't report it. Okay, actually, let me go check, because this is the first choice we get. Yeah, no, we're not reporting it. I like living. Still haven't learned anything. No, we don't need a flashback. We're not doing that. They might still be listening, so I shouldn't speak carelessly. They said they'd be observing through the collar. Actually, on the way to Shinjuku Garden, I came across a male student using a dog for target practice. I thought that
最近
stuff
そう
had...
いったやつも減ってきたと思
just
ってい
reading
る。
his word too.
完全になくなりはしないか。
I'm hoping that this day ends soon so I can like stop. She didn't know about this happening, so it seemed like
それで
he believed me.
その男子学生はどう。
It seemed like he had some pent-up stress related to his home life. I got his parents involved and talked it out. It seemed like he understood he was wrong. Just to be safe, I think I should swing by and check on them for a few days.
それがいい。冷静になってから後悔するやつも多いからな。発砲さえしてなければまだ引き返せる。道を踏み外そうとしてる若者をお前は救ったんだ。
Did we though?
よくやったな。
That's not right at all. You were trying to reach me for a long time, Mochia. I apologize for making you worry. Really, there's no excuse for it. Stifling my deep guilt, I value
まあ
my life.
お前に何もなかったならいいんだ。俺も到着がだいぶ遅れたしな。
Huh?
Oh.
Really?
なんでかパトカーの鍵が見
That sounds like a made-up situation. It was easy to
違
imagine.
うぞ。俺の管理に問題はなかった。
She was kind of clumsy, so it wasn't that unusual for him to lose things. While I was caught up in his mess, he was trying to find his keys. The thought just made me exhausted.
これでも大急ぎ
There's
で来たん
no
だぞ。
way. For 2 hours? I mean, I know he wasn't like I know we were missing for 2 hours, but the amount of time that it took for him to actually reach out to us. Let me see them call logs, because I feel like an hour of time is missing where he did not contact us.
ひょっとしたら揉めてるって通報も。
That's true.
念には念を入れてお前が見つけたみたいに飛行に走ろうとしてる若者。
Yes, sir. Alright. I think this is a good stopping point. Alright, this is a good stopping point. I'm going to save. Alright, thanks for everyone who's watched so far. And I will come up with another live stream soon so we can continue our investigation. Thanks for watching. Bye.